Hey everybody, CBH here, and in today's video we're going to be playing some Midrange Mage on the ladder. I don't have too much to talk about in this build in particular, except that it is titled Tournament 1 because this is one of the 4 decks that I used in the TESL Champion Series Community Cup. Today, on Sunday, I managed to take top 4 out of 32 people in the single elimination bracket, and I was good for $50, so a pretty good showing there, and this deck did perform very highly. I will say that I am focusing really hard on the prophecy mechanic in this build. 26 prophecies is a pretty staggeringly high number for Midrange Mage, even though this deck can typically play more prophecies because there are so many good ones in Mage. But besides that, a fairly straightforward deck, curving out on the opponent, just playing a good creature every turn, and ideally being pretty aggressive, using those prophecies and the Dawnstar Healer in particular to beat other aggressive decks basically, and hoping that our aggressive pressure can hopefully outpressure all of our slower opponents like a Ramp Scout or a control deck. Hoffinger Marauder is pretty critical for that. A lot of mid-range mages used to play Supreme Atromancer at the top end of the curve, but since that card got nerfed to a 10 cost, you see it in less and less builds of this particular deck. Still played in some decks, but Hoffinger Marauder is our main pressuring tool. You could also play Golden Saint over Fate Weaver, which is something that I was doing. Should just point that out if you want to take it a little bit less heavy on the prophecies and just have a more well-rounded card in a lot of matchups. Golden Saint can get there, but since we're playing a little bit over half of our deck as prophecies, Fate Weaver is also an amazing option and can help us draw some cards as well. So let's just play a couple games on the ladder, see if we can't take some wins. And as always, if you enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, stay subscribed to the channel for more Legends content, follow my stream in the description. I'll see you guys next time. I got an Archer first. I think against Archer I might just keep the Shrieking Harpy as well. Pretty okay hand overall. Hopefully we can get aggressive and get some East March Crusader value quickly. Exactly top 25 right now. Hopefully we can not lose ranks, or at least not lose too many ranks in today's video. Goblins. Got Goblin Archer right off the bat. Do we think he's going to move it over to the other side? Man, Fate Weaver, always getting drawn. Never off Prophecy feels bad, man. Just going to go ahead and play the Cleric and start trying to contest the board, even though I think if it comes to that, we can survive in a race type of situation pretty well just by getting aggressive and letting our Prophecies do the work there. Hopefully even Dawnstar Healers, Gloomlurker. Expected something like that might happen. Still kind of a hard card to deal with this 2-3. So I'll just be going face and playing this Harpy. And shackling down this. It's too early for him to be buffing his goblins with Murkwater Skirmisher. Goblin Archer's seen a lot of play in the last month. Another fun aggressive deck if you guys want to check out that. I think we played some goblins on the channel. Can't remember if it was Goblin Assassin. Maybe Goblin Monk saw a bit of time on the channel too. I don't know if we played Goblin Archer on the channel, but it's probably the most popular of the Goblin variants. Although I'm partial to the Assassin because, you know me, I just love lightning bolting my opponents. But a fun deck to check out nonetheless. And yeah, I haven't been really trying too hard on the ladder recently. I haven't really dedicated a whole lot of time on stream to it, so kind of shocking that we're still so high ranked. I think I've seen up to 16 or 1700 legends right now. Fortunately, doesn't get buffed too high, and there is one of the prophecies we were talking about. So let's go down to 1 health, or that's going to go down to 1 attack. So, I mean, this reduction actually doesn't matter at all, but I will just put something over here and get a favorable trade on the Goblin. And then I will use another Cloudrest Illusionist to take another favorable trade on the Gloomlurker with the Harpy. Get him down to 26 here. And that should contest the Dune Smuggler pretty well. He has no goblins on board. And he's really forced into the Shadow Lane this early into the game. And even if it comes to that, we have like 10 damage in the field lane. We can just keep hitting him. He can do the same to us in the Shadow Lane. But we are the deck with 26 prophecies, so one would assume we're favored. And we already have way more damage than he does on the board, even though we're at a slightly lower life. A random animal in the hand, and we can trade with that, of course. It's pretty easy to do. And I think I will... I mean, I could attack first, East March, and try to get a Wardcrafter or a Cleric of kind number 2. Okay, let's do it. And do I want to put this over there to maybe trade? I mean, we can give ourselves the opportunity to maybe trade. Yeah, this would have been more Magicka efficient, but, you know, if we draw 1 or a 2-drop, this becomes more Magicka efficient. So we can just trade, and go face, and go face. And we didn't get an amazing trade, but now we got the Harpy, which means we take even less damage and we get an even better trade. So, I mean, it sounds crazy almost, but the first Rune Prophecy, I mean, that doesn't even sound crazy. A first Rune Prophecy decided the game. It happens. But, yeah, after that, it just seemed kind of hopeless for him. Goblin Archer loses the board and doesn't really get it back too well. It's one of the scarier cards, but I'm not really feeling the need to be too scared here. He has well under half of the amount of damage he would need to kill me. And we do actually have a potential lethal. It has been denied. Well, I guess it's probably time to East March again. See what we can draw here.
We'll hold, no matter what.
Dawnstar Heal would have been amazing this turn.
Don't make me laugh.
He does have 10 damage, but since we're so far ahead, there's no way he can turn that into lethal.
Behold my power.
Which is fortunate for us, but it would have been great to be able to play Dawnstar Healer this turn. That would have just locked it up, but I do think we're going to win regardless. Yeah, this particular version is playing so many prophecies because I've cut cards like Firebolt, which you might see, which are pretty specifically good against other aggressive decks, but prophecies are also good against other aggressive decks, and we can play them from hand as creatures usually too. It does make Iron a bit worse because we only get back the Lightning Bolts or the Javelins, so sometimes you might play a raw 5/5 Iron. But the plus side of that is, if you're getting an action back with Iron, you know it's a good one, because it's either a Javelin or a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, this deck could put a scary amount of damage on board in like one turn, as we can see here, so it's a good thing we got that far ahead. And you can't always rely on the prophecies. I don't even think this is relevant, so yeah.
It has been an engaging hunt.
By our service we honor time.
The battle is yours.
So if we needed a defensive prophecy, one was coming. Well, no ring this game, and no 1 or a 2 drop, and I think we're just going to full ship. Crusader probably going to be tokens, which I don't think we're too bad against it. 1 drop helps a lot, actually. Main out tokens is an aggressive deck, and we have 26 prophecies. That is kind of the idea here. So I brought the deck in the tournament, I was like, yeah, this should be pretty good against other aggressive decks. And not the worst against everything else, we hope.
Training is over.
Yep,
It's
token
time
Crusader
to
it
act.
is. And our hand is a little bit clunky and slow.
Do your worst.
I think I'll just play the Harpy over here and potentially use the dagger on it to kill the 5th Legion Trainer next turn. I wouldn't normally be too inclined to do that. Poor trade, but since this is one of the most important cards to kill in the deck,
Time to fight.
it's playing a version with Raiding Party, so a lot of reach from hand, a lot of extra damage possible. It's looking like Wardcrafter? Harpy number 2. Might as well. It's not exciting, but I might as well.
Mora tests us. Time to fight. Talos.
Maybe a bit too loyal. That is a lot of House Carls. Saving the other Nord Firebrand for maybe another 5th Legion Trainer or just a lot of damage in 1 turn. Blood Dragon. Whoa, that is not a card I expected him to play here. But I do have a Javelin, so I'm not too mad about it. That would have been great last turn. Jeez, imagine if these 2 cards were switched in their order. Alright, I'm just going to Javelin that thing, it's a problem. I have to imagine it's one of the better Javelin targets. Maybe he's only playing because he has a premium version. It's like a normal raiding party, but premium Blood Dragon. Alright, 3rd Harpy it is. But it's bad in that lane, because he has another Nord Firebrand, so I will play it over here, I guess. But it's also bad in that lane, because it's not contesting anything, so I might just House Carl it up and make a guard over here. I really don't know.
Training is over. It's time to act.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, here we go. If only I'd had that last turn. Oh, it would have been so good. That'd be dead. Be able to trade over here. Could have still killed the Blood Dragon. It's past turn 4 like a pleb. Alright. Well, that dies to the Nord Firebrand. Unless I want to buff it, but I really don't.
By the 8th, they will meet
Bless
their
us,
mates.
time. May we serve you with every word.
A lot of people play Markarth Bannerman or Underworld Vigilante. You don't see a lot of Blood Dragons in Token Crusader because it doesn't really fit with the theme of either generating Nords or dealing extra damage with the Vigilantes. You don't see Child of Hurricane a lot either. Tokens plus maybe Unstoppable Rage. Interesting deck. It's looking like it might beat me. Say, I also need to kill the 5th Legion trainer.
By our service, we honor time. Careful there, friend.
Shouldn't have warded it up first, should have just gone in for 4 and then warded it up. But fortunately, no prophecy really affects that here.
Time to fight.
Woo! Here we go.
And warm yourself.
Fate Weaver into a lightning bolt, a crocodile. All right. Oh, now we get a piercing. Okay, fine. Fine. Well, we don't even really need a piercing javelin now, right? It's not has any more attacks, so guess I will just remove some more damage since there's a lot incoming currently. The Smart Crusader. I need a Dawnstar healer, and then maybe we can turn this around. I think it's possible with exactly a Dawnstar healer off the top of the deck. Let's see. Well, I could be dead here if I hadn't gotten that jav and sent it over there.
You can't.
Can get a javelin back, but that's not super helpful. And Kano brings me to 17 potential damage this turn. Again, not super helpful, but we did break a rune already, so we can play this East March and draw and try to find that Dawnstar healer.
We'll hold, no matter what.
We found the Dawnstar healer. Alright, we have to kill that. And I think... Ugh, it's so bad. I think I have to kill that in case he has another raiding party. But I can just hit for 7 here and heal for 6. Because the extra attack to face allows me to heal for an extra 3, which is better than getting rid of that extra 2.
Shall take you.
Shadow lane this. Face.
Your blood will spill. You can't escape.
Alright, so he needs 7 damage from hand, which is more than possible. But if I hadn't drawn the Dawnstar healer, it would be like a definite that I was dead here.
This was a worthy contest. It has been an engaging Come and warm yourself. We stand united.
The raiding, oh my god, the 3rd raiding party. That's unfortunate.
To fight.
GG.
To fight. Attack.
There were some cards that were just in not the absolute correct order, that if they had been ordered differently in my deck, the game might have gone a different way. The Daggerfall and the Javelin. Ooh, we got Maricon. He's one of the devs at Direwolf Digital. Also on Mage. Do not know whether or not he prefers more aggressive or slower mages. I'm sure he's played a fair bit of all. I think I'll keep the Black Dragon with the ring. We already have a 2-drop, and it's one of the better cards against Lightning Bolt class because it doesn't get Lightning Bolted. And we can even bring it out a bit early. And sure, let's ring out a Croc. It gets Firebolted, but Cleric gets executed, so, you know, it's a lose-lose against control. And if you can test it with something like that, we can just Cleric it up and try to keep it alive. Which I think is the plan. Ooh, maybe we get some Hoffinger value this game, that'd be nice. And him playing Harpy there does not tell me a whole lot about his deck. All control mages play Harpy. Most aggressive mages also play Harpy. Or at least I would probably play Harpy. Few people do not. And 2 Harpies tells me about as much as the first one. Alright, Execute implies a slower mage. Does not guarantee it though. Alright, I'm just gonna play Black Dragon.
The Dark Brotherhood is a pox, and I shall cure it.
So speaking of Javelin, that is what the Harpy, or that is what the Hoffinger plays week 2. But it is just the play if we are the aggressor in this match. Milling the 3rd Harpy is not worth the decreased amount of damage. That's a good one. That means this only really dies to a Piercing Javelin this turn. Lightning Bolt does not get it done. It will kill that though. Yeah, what can you do? Well, here comes 8 damage. Maybe not, maybe 9 even. Maybe 9. I think it is 9. Yep. And yeah, we can split the lanes already, it's fine. I think this can go over here though, because I can use it to kill the 2-1 next turn if I want. I don't know if I will, but it could happen. 9-8 needs to be Piercing Javelin, or he is going to be probably in some hot water.
I'll keep a lookout.
Alright, we can just Javelin that. It's pretty solid though. I guess that means he's playing Arrest, which he could just play next turn, which is going to be really annoying if he plays Arrest. But we're kind of locked into this aggro 9-8 plan. Oh geez, here we go. That's the Jav. You know it's the Jav. Could just be a Lightning Bolt. Maybe even a 3rd Harpy. Could be like a Cloud Rest. Cloud Rest and Lightning Bolt kind of do the same thing here. I just needed to attack one more time, but I know he's going to arrest it or play. Like, if he plays another guard and hopes it's enough, then Javelin's going to be insane. Alright, so it's probably like a Lightning Bolt. I'm going to say it's Lightning Bolt. I might be tempted to play Cloud Rest just for the body on the board. It could be another Harpy, though. If he's going to arrest it anyway, there's no need to Harpy. Whoa. That was unexpected. 1 more damage. Now, I really don't need the heal if I think he's a slower deck, but healing against the Dawnstar healer version of the slow deck, like, I heal just so he cannot heal is easy. But I think, for 8 Magicka, Arrest doesn't do it, Dawn's Wrath doesn't do it, Ice Storm doesn't do it, and that is how it's done.